Welcome to Peaking, the podcast for builders, founding engineers, CTOs, anyone else who's interested, who are in the trenches turning code into companies. I am one of your hosts, Wyatt Carr. Each week, we explore what it takes to build from the ground up, chaos of early growth, challenges shipping fast, and the art of scaling technology that matters, hopefully. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the world of venture capital, but from a builder's perspective. Our guest is Parth from Array Ventures. He's not your typical VC analyst. He's a member of the team architecting the firm's AI-driven future, an AI engineer who is literally building the tools that are reshaping how the venture firm operates. Shruti Gandhi, Array's founder, refers to him as the core technical leadership for their internal R&D. So we are going to dive in how Array Ventures is operating less like a traditional fund and more like the startups it invests in. Perhaps novel idea. I hope you enjoy. Parth, welcome to Peaking.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. Really appreciate that. I'm excited to, talk to you about AI, startups, and venture capital.
Absolutely. Yeah. Obviously, we had talked a little prior to filming, but the audience is certainly interested. Your background is deeply technical from University of Waterloo, one of the universities I actually recruit from quite heavily, very famous for its builder culture. Tell me about your journey and kind of what drives your passion for building with AI tech, LLMs, multi-agent systems.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, like to start with, I am originally from India. I came to Canada about 5 years ago to pursue my undergrad CS at University of Waterloo. And yeah, my journey has always been deeply rooted in tech and building applications and just experimenting with new stuff. And that's what kind of drew me to start the CS degree as well as this role. And yeah, I mean, you're right about Waterloo. It's a different community out here, full of builders, right? This week itself, I've been so busy, meeting new founders at Waterloo Tech Week. So many great events, so many great builders, just young builders, I should actually mention. So yeah, really inspiring. And yeah, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I was just at the All In Summit. Not sure if you're familiar with the All In podcast. Have you heard of
Oh,
that?
oh, where was it? I'm actually looking to attend more of these events now because I had so much fun at the last 4 days here. So yeah,
Yeah.
tell
I
me
mean,
more about it.
yeah, those events are so fun. The All In Summit is with the All In podcast. There's Jason Calacanis. He's pretty popular in the VC world. He was like the third investor of Uber. He tells you every time you hear about him. And then Chamath Palihapitiya, he
Oh,
is one of the founding engineers of Facebook. And then
mhm.
there's David Friedberg. He is, what was he? He was a Berkeley grad, and then he's incredibly smart. He's building some type of ag tech. He's
Yeah,
actually working in seeds. And then there's David Sachs, who was part of the PayPal mafia
yeah,
with
that
Elon
is.
and Peter Thiel. And now he's actually the head of AI for the US government. So really cool podcast. They've only been around 4 years, but they talk about tech and geopolitics as well. So if you don't like geopolitics, then the podcast will probably get kind of boring pretty quickly. But
No,
the
no, I
summit
love
was just
geopolitics, I would say.
awesome. Yeah, it was just full of builders and founders and a couple of real estate developers in there too that weren't quite relevant to, the founder mode type, personality. And then
Yeah,
next year or next week, there's actually the Colorado Startup Week as well that I'm looking forward to. Yeah, those summits are just so fun. Everyone's so
yeah,
open to meeting people. It's so appropriate to just go up to someone and say hi and learn about
yeah,
them. So that's awesome
exactly.
that you're still doing that in Waterloo. That's a great way to find talent. So if anyone's looking to move to the US that you met, let me know and I'll get them a job here.
No, so many of them. I mean, here at Waterloo, they have this thing called Cali or Bust. I think it has gotten kind of mellow these days. But yeah, people just used to aspire working in Fang, and now there's this new wave of AI and so easy to build, and people have these tons of ideas in their heads. And I see all that Cali or Bust is now changing into getting funded and flying to SF and probably selling to customers and not just working at Meta or Google of that sort. So
Yeah.
I see so many of local founders just cracking the investor cycle of raising seed, pre-seed, and going ahead from there.
Yeah, makes sense. I've seen the same thing. Everyone wants to be part of this boom. It's not a typical path for an engineer to join a VC firm. Usually you work for a startup within a VC firm's portfolio. What about Array Ventures was right for you and your skill set? And how does your role currently differ from a traditional investment analyst position?
I mean, yeah. The thing is with this role is it's very unique, and it's a perfect fusion of being like an investment analyst as well as an AI engineer. Like for the past 5 years at Waterloo, like I've had the opportunity to work with like multiple startups. Like for example, my last stint at Adentro and the Score Bet, I was working with a lot of like microservices and data infrastructure. And I'm just, using the same skill set. Now you can say the product is Array itself, where I'm like, automating all their in-house operations, building multi-agent systems, trying out new tools. And this is like only serves like a dual purpose for us because we believe that we want to stay like anyone who's not using like the new tools risks being like left behind. And yeah, that's the kind of founders we invest in too, like who are like AI first. And so that's what I'm doing here at in this role, just using my past skills, building multi-agent systems, and yeah, just finding another problem to solve and solving it like with all the like cloud code to cursor like productivity tools we have out here.
Awesome. Yeah, let's unpack that.
Mm,
Every VC firm has an investment thesis.
mm,
For technical founders, that thesis can be a signal. It
yeah.
tells them if an investor truly speaks their language. That's often something they're looking for. This next section is insight look at what makes Array's approach to something compelling to the builders in our audience, because they don't just invest in builders, they operate like them is the idea. So from your perspective on the inside, what kind of founder does Array look for?
Yeah, so I mean, so like at Array, we actually, so we are first tech investors, and like we squarely like our focus is deep technology and like areas like AI infrastructure, cloud security. And if you talk about founders, like we have this saying called agitated workforce. We mentioned that a lot, so that's like core of our thesis. So we look for like technical founders who have the subject matter expertise and who are sometimes deeply frustrated by some industry problem they have first-hand experience, and they are willing to leave their high-paying job and come in straight ahead and solve that problem. And they see that problem bigger than just like making money, but it will solve something big for their customers. So yeah, just like those hungry founders, deeply technical founders who know what they're doing and can build something better for the industry and for the like the AI infrastructure out there. Yeah, so that's what we are like investing in. And so that's where our internal like all these this R&D lab or AI lab, you must say, works in, because we ourselves are trying to experiment with all these tools that these founders are building themselves or like using themselves, so we can talk with them on a more like deeper and technical level. It's not just another interrogation and we are like just asking them questions and questions. It's more of like a peer level technical discussion, if I must say. And I think founders appreciate that a lot because yeah, like when we go in a meeting, we are often well versed about the tech stack and what they're doing, and we are like now talking more about what's their unique insight on that idea, and like how are they willing to go to market with it, and how we can value add on top of that.
100%. I think something that I heard a lot or has been talked about a lot on podcasts or even, on CNBC and,
Mhm.
venture markets. Capital is very abundant right now.
Yes.
Everyone wants to invest in AI. Everything's getting funded. People
Yeah.
are evaluating things at very high valuations.
Yes.
And if everyone's fishing in a small pond, you're going to have a lot of unsuccessful people.
True.
That's just a fact. There might be, more opportunity in this wave than there ever has been. And maybe there's a justification for the crazy amount of funding. No matter how much funding there is, there's only a select number of founders. Yeah, there's only so
Yeah.
many founders that are going to be
Yeah.
successful, and you can throw
Obviously.
all the money in the world at, founders that will never be successful.
Hmm.
In a world where capital is abundant, how does that deep technical DNA enable the speed and help you to win competitive deals?
Hmm.
How does your firm compete with every other firm? And how does that technical DNA help you compete and win competitive deals where others want a slice of the companies you're looking at?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, let's say like founders choose us for, our speed and like bias towards execution, because like that's our biggest advantage as well. Like we are technical people evaluating hundreds of ideas, and like we that helps us diligence deals faster as well. Like we don't need to like phone a friend to ask them like like the technical stack of a company. It doesn't work like that here. So yeah, we can make our investment decisions fairly faster, and often in like in the first meeting itself. Like also like this whole thing about speed is like it's also about respect. Like when a deep tech founder like realizes that they're talking to an investor like who has actually like built complex tools and like workflows themselves, and is also dynamically changing with the ever changing like AI world. So like the yeah, as I said before, it's a very like technical conversation, and like we can actually understand what they're building deep level. And then for founders who like have like no shortage of options, the speed and conviction is often the game changer. And yeah, this is also like just to connect back to the point when you said like how do you, there's so many founders and not all of them would win. So yeah, I mean this speed is also like a test for them, like kind of like how they react, and how they like first of all get into a meeting. Do they have like a do they know what they want from this meeting? First of all, how they would react to term sheet right in the first meeting. Like so those are the like what would be their decision making be like are they clear with the communication and with their thoughts? And like so like we're not looking to make the deal right there and then. We are just like just looking to see how the founder thinks and how he reacts to situations. And yeah, that gives us some level of conviction. And because like we're going to work with these founders for for more than like 5 to 10 years, help them build this company, and they're going to pivot their ideas a couple of times. So yeah, we have to pick and choose like the like our taste of founders. That's the kind of thing.
Yeah, I hear you. So you're potentially, I don't know how many times this has been done before, and I could probably look into it, but
Yeah.
potentially looking to change the kind of model of venture capital to some
Mhm.
extent. I think a lot of managing partners at VC firms are often, consultants or
Mhm.
Deloitte, big four type business people, and maybe
Yeah.
not as engineering oriented. Engineering can often be kind of mercenary work in the startup world where people hop around, and a founder is definitely a blend of the two. I don't think you have any, there's probably not too many successful products out there where the person didn't have the business knowledge, but the technical skill and ability is
Mhm.
obviously paramount to you. And that is something that you're looking for since you're technical
Mhm.
yourself. And so I think it brings up the topic of Array AI Labs. So you have
Mhm.
like an R&D center in your
Yeah.
firm itself. Is that correct? And how does that work? And what is the core problem that you're trying to solve with that?
I guess like this serves like a dual purpose, I would say. So like in this AI era, I said like even the VC firms like need to update their own tech stack, as it's like it's their own like very critical asset, I would say. Like if you're not building with the same tools and the and like with the same velocity as the founders that you're backing, like yeah, you're like you might go obsolete, and like you might become irrelevant, and that's what we think. So yeah, so Array AI Labs is our engine for staying relevant, and it's how we build like our own like, the strategic mode of competing with the other bigger firms. As you know, like Array is led by Shruti Gandhi, who's a solo women GP, and there are not a lot of like solo GP funds out there. So yeah, and we still like we value founders' time, and we want to be fast with our diligence and stuff. So that's what. So as I said, it serves a dual purpose. We have like public facing experiments where we share our learnings. So for example, we launched AI podcasts where like our GP Shruti Gandhi with Elon Musk and Ashton Kutcher or Bill Gurley. So like, the idea behind this was there's so much information available out there like about these people as well. So why not just gather all that information and have AI create those podcasts for you, and that's what we did. If you see, like those look pretty realistic, and we got some. So like this was a public facing post that we did, but we also use these image and audio experiments and give them to our portfolio companies for like their own marketing efforts. This whole podcast product actually is very useful for people who want to chat with Shruti, or like just want to like know more about Array. So like yeah, so that's just like one of the experiments. And other than that, we're also building, a lot of like internal tooling. And this internal tooling is all just, we see a new. So first of all, we see so many deals like on a weekly basis. We have like you know, 300 to like 1,000 deals sometimes, depending upon we have a huge following on social media as well. So that's depending upon through these posts and and how our other companies are doing blah 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 marketing efforts, we see a lot of deals. So like our internal tooling and the internal agents that we have built, it helps us just like streamline that workflow, choose the top 5 deals, and also respond to all of the founders in a timely manner. So like yeah, that's just some things we are doing to stay on top of AI and yeah, win competitive deals, as I said.
Awesome. Yeah, I want to look into that more. That sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah.
In modern VC, value add is a term that gets around a lot. It often
Mm,
feels pretty intangible, and you do hear founders being very thankful for their VC's guidance, and you probably hear the opposite too, time to time.
mm.
How does the hands-on work in your AI labs translate into a concrete advantage for the founders that you work with beyond just that initial check?
Yeah, I mean, just recently we did win some highly competitive deals like Sapiem AI or like Mibel, where like the thing is we have a strong reputation among technical founders because we operate like builders ourselves. Like this gives them conviction to we are investing in a team that wait, sorry, start. Can we redo this again?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely. Like the this Array AI Labs has been a really cool value add in terms of winning deals as well as to our founders. Like it has built a strong reputation among technical founders this years as builders, and like this and like uh it has helped us win deals like Sapiem AI and Mebel, where we could really resonate with the founder on what they are building in like the as I was saying, um, Array AI Labs has been a great value add in terms of both winning competitive deals as well as building trust with our founders and helping them in the post investment journey as well. So in winning deals, as I said, we have built our internal tools. And it helps us, do the due diligence and research for us, for our analysts to cut down that 50% or 80% time of manual tasks. Other than that, because we are experimenting with every new LLM out there, and when we see a pitch deck, like we are able to see past the the marketing fluff and the actual core, the idea and the different insight that the founder has with that specific space. And yeah, and this works with both cold and warm deals that we get, because with cold deals we with warm deals you already it's kind of vetted by one of your colleagues or your scouts. What happens with cold deals is that, for example, we invested in Retina Robotics, which was also incredibly fast just because of our tools. They are in like this computer vision space, and we were able to do structure and incubator style investment on the spot. So yeah, and as I said, it allows for like a more deeper technical partnership post investment as well, because like like For example, just recently, we have an portfolio company called Last App, and we were helping them with their last moment testing, and we built like around 100 apps with them, and the feedback was like really helpful for the founders. And yeah, like we invested days in testing the product before the launch, gave them so much constructive feedback, and like yeah, the product development comes through this, and we are using our own portfolio companies for our own operations, like AI operations. For example, we have this company called Runnable, amazing founders back in India, building like the next AI agent that can automate every general purpose task that you're doing, any basically repetitive tasks that you're doing. And we have so many repetitive tasks that we do. So yeah, we just like testing them out, trying out their new integrations, and just giving the founders good feedback that they really value, instead of just seeing this meeting at like monthly investor meetings and giving a high level, this is your revenue and this is that. But yeah, we're helping
Yeah,
much more than
just running
sometimes it
through
has
it.
also happened, that I say we are first tech investors. It has happened that we have helped a company to even like brainstorm a name for themselves, because like the founders have great vision, but yeah, they still like, we help them brainstorm how to sell this vision with like, yeah, and yeah, that's where like our expertise comes in.
From your perspective on the inside, what kind of founder does Array look for?
Like Array Ventures, it is like a reference to data structures, right? So we have always been data first, and that has actually helped us, be early into this AI first investing. For example, like we have invested in companies like Placer AI and Rad AI. It was even before like this AI boom happened like a couple of years ago. So we typically invest like about like $1.5 to $2 million. That's our like average check size. And we take pride in being the first check. And that's the kind of a sweet spot. Like anyone who has raised more than $1 million, I think that we don't feel that we can provide much value there. But like someone who's in their early journey, we are literally spot on investors for them, I would say. To just, to double down on what kind of founders, someone who has, experienced a problem in their old job or this industry, and like they are agitated and frustrated enough to leave like a high paying salary, maybe like just come in and give their all in and solve something which is like bigger than themselves. And yeah, that's the overall like idea behind what we invest in.
Awesome. Yeah, that makes sense. So for my final question, I kind of want to give our audience of founding engineers, founders, CTOs some direct actionable advice from your perspective on the front lines of building with AI in a venture firm. Based on your experience, what are the most critical lessons for builders in our audience about leveraging AI to scale and also avoid common pitfalls?
Yeah, for sure. Like working at Array Ventures, I've had the opportunity to talk to like so many brilliant founders. And yeah, I've had a few key lessons, I would say. The first one I would say is, you need to focus on productivity and, leverage the AI boom. We are seeing companies achieve like remarkable things with like incredibly small teams. You've seen Lovable, and you've seen like we have some portfolio companies who are just, 4 to 5 people, but like they are like about to build like, billion-dollar companies with like, less than 10 people. So yeah, that was unimaginable 5 years ago. And for founders, this means like AI isn't, just a feature, like it's a fundamental like, lever for efficiency and scale. And second, like I would say like, and it's also a lesson that I learned from Shruti's own like journey as well. So there's a difference between like a project and a company, I would say. So a project has a lack of definition of customers, and like and that's also like the lesson behind our the bedrock agitated workforce thesis. Like a project is born from the love of technology, but a company, I would say, like is born from obsession with like a customer's problem. And like if you have hand felt that problem, like lived through it. So like yeah, we look for founders who have that like agitation, like that deep personal frustration, like with an industry issue, because it proves like they've already moved past the project step, and they're building tech for like not just for tech's sake, but like they're building a solution for like customer they know intimately. And like yeah, that's the kind of idea behind it. And another thing just to add, I would say is like embrace the shipping velocity. Like in this market, shipping velocity is everything. And yeah, like users love to be like on the cutting edge. And if you're not shipping updates constantly, you're just like losing momentum. You need to like beware of your competitors and seeing like what others are building because you could actively like lose trust. Seeing like tools like, there's monthly updates in tools like Claude or like Cursor or like new LLMs coming out for coding, like even in the developer world itself. Every week there's a new winner. Like we love to like, stay on top of it and like use the best out of the best. So yeah. And yeah,
Awesome.
so keep iterating, keep building, and yeah, AI helps you do that. So take the leverage, take the
Absolutely.
advantage. Yeah.
So, looking forward, what's next for Array AI Labs, and what kind of founders are you most excited to meet right now?
I mean, we're always experimenting. Like as I told you, apart from AI podcasts, we are we we are building we are fine tuning an LLM actually on all the knowledge that we have gained and all the the founder playbook that we have kind of curated over the years, helping like 100+ companies, and so that's one of the projects. And like apart from it, we, as I said, like we have automated a lot of our deal flow, but there's still a lot left. We have like ideas jotted down that we want to work on daily. But for me, I keep going back between like the builder role and then the analyst role where I'm just meeting founders. And yeah, so I mean, if to answer your question on like what we're excited about next, as I said, we are like sector agnostic, and we are just looking for founders who like know a vertical pretty well and can use AI to like automate the stuff out of it, right? So yeah, that's so that said, like we are also like interested in like highly like regulated areas like healthcare. We are evaluating some companies there. We are open to like horizontal categories as well. uh, we used to invest in like enterprise companies before, but now it's now like like as AI has evolved, like our own taste of like AI companies has evolved with it. And, like we are like open to investment in like next security company, or it could be a huge B2C company.
Yeah, I met a startup at the conference yesterday, actually, who's building a AI law firm. You've probably heard of Harvey. They
Harvey,
are
yes, yes,
AI for law firms, but
yes.
this is an AI law firm. And so he's a lawyer. He's also a
Mhm.
computer science guy. And essentially, it allows him to take on 100 clients instead of, 2 or 3. And so
Yeah.
he can build a law firm and charge customers 5,000 a year
Mhm,
instead of $200,000 a
mhm,
year. And so he's getting customers like crazy. And this company might make all law firms redundant on simple like employment contracts
yeah.
and actually VC deals as well
Mhm,
and other types of simple contracts. It's not going to be like a trial lawyer. It's not going to
mhm,
be more intense a type law,
mhm,
but it will replace a lot of law firms.
mhm.
He's actually a Canadian founder. I might be able to send you his LinkedIn profile if you're
Yeah, for
interested in
sure.
checking
Send
it
me
out.
over.
Awesome. So, for our audience who want to learn more about Array Ventures, maybe get in
Mm.
touch, the work you're doing, where should they go?
Yeah, definitely reach out to me on LinkedIn or like reach out to us at first of all, you guys should check out Array AI Labs on our website. And yeah, for like all the amazing founders out there, you should, uh, email us at deals@array.vc. And yeah, we'll try to get back to you within 48 hours, as I promised, with all the, automation and agents we have working for us. So yes, that's where you reach
Yeah, I
us.
think that's important to emphasize. All your AI Labs experiments, or at least some, are public and there to
Yeah.
check out. If you're interested in what they're doing, what they're building, definitely go to their website, check out those projects. Parth Modi, great to meet you. Thanks for coming on. Excited to talk about future deals. If you have something excited to share about Array Ventures, I would love to have you again in the future.
Mhm.
And if there anything comes up that is worth sharing, then would love to have you back on for an update.
Yeah, fantastic. Love talking to you.
Awesome. Talk soon.
Yeah. Uh,